Okay, sorry about the intermission, folks. This screen recorder only works in 15-minute intervals, and I'm not quite ready to upgrade yet, since this is my first online class that I'm teaching. I want to make that investment. Okay, now where we left off, I had added the graphics here and was going to start adding some text. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up my layers palette, as I had closed up in the interval. And first thing I need to do, to stay organized, is to create another layer. Okay, I'm going to double click on layer 4, so it opens up the dialog box, and I'm going to call this title. I'm going to call it title because I want to have a separate layer for the text, the body copy. Okay, as we call it in printing. Okay, so I'm going to click OK. There's my title layer right there. Now I can go ahead and add a text box. So I'm going to go over here to my toolbox. There's my type tool. I'm going to click on that. Now notice that there are different, there's the type tool and type on the path tool. So if I wanted to like type on this circle, I would type on that. I would click on that and click on this thing here, and it would make my text go around the circle. But I don't want to do that. That's a little too cheesy. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my regular type tool and create a text box. Okay, notice that the text box is got this darker blue. Okay, everything that's on this layer would be darker blue if it were selected. And okay, my font size is the default, which is really small, which is 12 point. It's not really small if you're doing a lot of text, but for a title, it's pretty small. So I'm going to go ahead and put this all the way up to 72, which is the biggest default font size that we have. And we'll go ahead and type out, let's see, Sanibel Island. Okay. Okay, yeah, I like that font. I think that's going to work pretty well for this. Again, it's pretty small, so I'm going to go ahead and just start clicking through. Now, if you know how big you want to make it, you could type in that font size, that font number. But I'm not really sure yet. Okay, I'm not really sure how big I want it. So, I kind of like the look of that. It looks like it's sort of painterly. I think I might actually make it I think I'm going to do it stacked. Okay, now it looks like I just deleted the word island. I did not. Actually, I hit the return key, so it put it on the next line down. But the line spacing is a bit big. So if I drag this down further, you can see how big the line spacing is. That's way too much. Yeah, with these text boxes, if they're not big enough, you'll see a red arrow, not a red arrow, red plus sign there. Okay, but anyway, we don't need that much space between them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these, and I'm going to just close up that gap. Take it right down to, I don't know. It's getting pretty close there. I think what I'm going to also do, because I want this on the other side, I'm going to align this to the right. Okay, looks a little too far over, but that's okay. That'll help me adjust where I want to place these. Okay, that looks pretty good right there. I like that. Okay, and I'm going to tighten up my text box a little bit here. Okay. And that's not bad. I like that I like that look. It's still too small though. So grab the whole thing and we'll just make it bigger. And I'll have to readjust the spacings. You can see they're overlapping each other. But that's okay. Now I'll just grab these again and just increase the line spacing. And that'll shoot the word island down. There we go. Okay. That's working. Okay, I like that. Okay, now notice too that my choice of font, I'm just getting the placement right so I don't have what we call a tangent. My choice of font and the way I've arranged the title, it kind of follows along this Fibonacci spiral. Okay. Um, I think that's working all right. I like that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I'm sold on the black text. It kind of detracts a little bit from the bird, which I want to be the focal point. So what I think I will do is I'll just go ahead and grab my letters here. Right now, the fill is black. There is no stroke. And I'm just going to go ahead and make that white. Click on paper and then click off that. Now, okay, I like the white because it looks like it's part of this frame here. The only thing, though, is it's getting lost in this cloud stuff here. Well, there is something I can do about that. Okay, and so that's what we're going to take care of now. What I'm going to do, this is still selected, everything else is locked. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to Effects. Now remember, I have the typography workspace open. So I've got all these tools that I like right over here. So I'm going to click on Effects. Okay, and we've got Object, and there's, you see this is a little drop down thing here. I'm just going to double click on that. Okay, what this does, this opens up a dialog box that lets me add certain effects. Now, I got a couple things I can do here that might make it stand out. I could either add a drop shadow to kind of make it pop, or I could do like an outer glow and have it be a little bit darker behind it. That might make it pop too. I'm not sure the outer glow would work that well. It might make it look like there is a big black cloud in the sky or something like that. So I think I'll go with the drop shadow. So I'm going to click on that, and as you can see, it pops onto a basically a default setting. Okay. Now, the thing is, you can adjust these any way you want. The default's pretty good. I think the distance is a little far, so I'm going to close that up a little bit by just clicking down on it. Okay, that might be a little too much. See, if you go too far, it looks like two sets of letters, and that defeats the purpose of what we're trying to do here. I think one more, right about there, that'd probably do it. Okay. I think that works pretty well. You can also change, like the opacity if you want to have it be like really dark, that's at 100%, or lighter still. Okay. I think 75 is pretty good. That's the default. And also you can change the size of it and the spread of it. Okay. So if I change the size, it makes it, see, that makes it more blurry. Okay. Take it back down. Something like that. And the spread, see how the spread, that changes, it makes it a little bit darker. Okay. Now I think that's working about like that. Okay, so that's 0.065, spreads at 32. Okay, I'm trying to I want to remember that because actually I'll put it at 30 because I want to maybe apply it to the stupid bird. Okay, blending mode is multiply, opacity 75%. So click OK. All right. Okay, and then now let's go back to the bird. Okay, and I'm gonna have to unlock it. Okay, if you just click on it, you can unlock it. See, I just did that, and now I should be able to do the same thing. Click on Effects, Object, double click there, and drop shadow. And let's see, we had that on, spread was 30. Now 30 might look like too much, but let's see. That's 6.25. There we go. All right, and the angle's the same. Okay, these should be the same on Sanibel Island as Stupid Bird. Okay, so I'm going to click OK, and now if I click off of that, all right, that's looking all right. That's that is working. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and grab this, which is the Sanibel Island headline, and I'm going to lock that and do the same thing with stupid bird object, lock that. Okay. Title, stupid bird, backdrop, spiral. Okay, now the next thing I need to do is drop in some body copy, or regular text, as we call it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, create a new layer, double click on it. This one's got a magenta outline around it. I'm going to call it text. Okay. And now, rather than retyping everything that is in the copy, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go right to the source and copy and paste it. So here's the this is the assignment sheet right on the Moodle page here. And let's see, use the following text. All right, so let's go ahead and grab this. I'm going to grab all of it right now except for the .com. I'm going to copy that and go ahead and just minimize that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a text box. Okay, so I'm going to sort of align it along this this side here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Align that right up there with the Sanibel Island margin. Okay. Now here's the thing. The last font that I use is the one that's there, Sandbrush Demo. That's a novelty font, though. It's okay for a title, but it will not work for text. So I'm going to use something that's just very normal. Okay. Let's see. PT Sans Narrow. That'll work. Okay. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm just going to hit paste. And it's just going to drop the text right in there. Now notice that it's not quite all there. I can tell that because I've got a little plus sign right here. Okay, but here's the thing. Maybe I don't want it all there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create two text boxes, and I'm going to link them. Okay, a cool thing that you have in InDesign are these flowing text boxes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab my text tool, and I'm going to make another text box about the same size. Okay, and then grab my cursor here. I'm going to click on that little thing, that little plus sign. That loads my cursor, and look at, there's little chains there. It links them. So now I can click in this box, and then the rest of the text shows up there. Okay, there. Now it's all there, and the great thing is I can go ahead and if I move this like over here, I can move this over here, and it'll still, still work. Okay. Right now that it's a little bit dark. Okay, and I think a little bit small. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and double click on this. I'm going to click on all of it. That's the nice thing about them being linked. And I can up the size to about 14. Oh, and I think I'm going to align left. And then readjust my boxes here. Grab the one. And notice how when I change the one, it changes the other. There. Okay. Now, it's really hard to read right now. So what I'm going to probably wind up doing is going in and changing this to a reverse type, which is probably white. I don't quite have time to do this. I'm at 14 minutes and 30 seconds. But that's what I'm going to wind up doing. Okay? So I'll go ahead and post this Fibonacci spiral on the page. So if you want to use it to try and lay things out, you can. And I'll talk to you guys later. All right? Thanks.